where I'd like to start the game is y'all have traveled up north to Canada, specifically Quebec, specifically the museum. What did I say the name of it? Le Musée de la Civilisation Américaine. Oh boy, I'm going to insult French so much with my with my accent. But yeah, you're there in sunny Quebec, a fabulously bilingual city that none of you can take advantage of except for Cloissoné, who speaks French. None of the rest of you do. But, you know, everyone there, what I was told by a correspondent from Quebec is, yeah, if you go to Quebec as an American, everyone will say, bonjour, hello. And if you answer them in English, they'll be a little disappointed, but they'll manage. So you guys, one question for Kim. I'm going to assume, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm going to assume you successfully smuggled firearms into Canada. Or did you even be home?
I'm assuming that I probably drove the minivan up. And thus somebody might be able to fit in there with me, but it's very likely going to be a good row of computer equipment, and I think I'll be able to kind of wedge it in underneath that stuff.
Oh, I figured you'd disassemble it and hide the components inside the casings of the
sure. the computers and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, the first time I ran this, I had people sneak over the border, but I'm like, we'll just start at the museum. So yeah, you have brought in a passel of guns that would get you arrested.
Yes.
Presumably, Karen and Cloissoné drove up together in the outback with the rear absolutely crammed with mom's clothes. And so then probably Jesse and Dr. A, Dr. A has...
I have a nice car. I have a 2015 Audi or something like that. Yes, I drive up in a very nice car.
Heated leather seats.
Can't beat it.
Nobody assumes that you're smuggling in enough narcotics to tranquilize a zoo.
Yes, that's true.
disguised as a big bottle of antacids. So you're ready to go. We'll presume you all got an Airbnb up in Quebec. Probably rented under an assumed name through Jesse's auspices. Jesse, I'm gonna assume you did some stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely cased the joint. Definitely went in with different, like, sort of more extravagant haircut than I normally would, like looking very different than I normally would. Walked in, bought a ticket under a fake name.
I was talking about the Airbnb.
Oh, I mean, okay, the Airbnb. Yeah, so the first thing I do when I get to the Airbnb is definitely do the ritual for absorbing good luck, or absorbing bad luck, excuse me.
All right, so yeah, you go and immediately bury your thing in the backyard, and that'll be fine. So give me a notice roll.
Sure.
Kim, you can do one too.
All right.
Got a 19, which is a success.
I got a 50. That for notice for me is notice. Oh wow, on the dot. Oh no, I'm a 30. I'm sorry. So that's I fail.
Between the two of you, you're able to discern that you are in the probably 70% of Airbnbs that don't have hidden cameras. So that's great.
Excellent.
You guys settle in there, help Karen haul in her many garment bags, and then hit the sit. About what time of day do you suppose you guys are getting to the museum? Mid-afternoon, early evening? I'm thinking you guys are probably driving and then settling in.
Yeah, I would imagine evening, so that we could case the joint before it closes.
Okay.
Yeah, final hour of museum activity is also technically less people, so that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
nice too.
All right.
And what's the surrounding neighborhood like? Is it relatively upscale, sort of like the Smithsonian's in a
It's a
plot,
big
or
park. So
okay,
the city of Quebec has an area which it's like Quebec's Central Park, but it's up on a cliff. And so there is this grassy area, and our imaginary museum is right on the edge of the cliff. So if you look at the part labeled terrace, there's a 4-foot wall around that. You guys have got the map, right?
Mhm.
And over the side of that, there's just this 80-foot drop that
Alright.
is at about this angle, and it's got trees and brush grown up on it. So it's possible to climb up that, but boy, it would be a job of work and not real safe. But, it's a possibility. So y'all get in the museum. I printed out my my map of it. And so, yeah, you're looking around. It's a small museum. This is not a giant kind of MoMA museum. This is a smaller, more focused museum. It's only for anthropological artifacts and historical stuff, except for the contemporary art wing. Cloissoné looked up all this stuff online and found out that there was this very generous benefactor who donated a bunch of money to the museum, but also wanted them to build this separate wing for contemporary arts so that it's no longer just historical stuff. So you've got the terrace overlooking the drop. To the right side, you've got a parking lot. The cafe and the bistro are both kind of arranged so you can just walk up to them. There's a little parking lot by the bistro too. It looks like you don't have to go into the museum to go to the museum coffee shop, but you do have to pay entry and go through the entree zone there to get into where the displays are. All right, so walking on up to entree with 1 hour left. And what is your plan for casing this joint?
I think first off, I'm going to sort of hand out at the Airbnb some earbuds and just general. It's kind of a mishmash, even though it's all connected to one another. There's like one's a Bluetooth piece, another's like an actual curly Q and so on and so forth. But everybody has some sort of means to communicate. I do show a little bit of disinterest in going in directly, but maybe if I could talk Jesse into climbing a telephone pole, and I try to explain how to reroute one of their emergency phone line, that would be lovely. But being in a wheelchair, I sort of explain I can't get up the phone.
You probably could. So the deal with the wheelchair and your legs is your legs have atrophied due to
I'm getting stronger, right?
Yeah,
right,
all the stuff. You can walk for a mile, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
But
well,
for short, it's mostly endurance that's gone, and your arms, on the other hand, are like gorilla arms.
Are strong, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
you have gotten, if anything, even more bulky and jacked than during your time. So
but ultimately,
probably.
I think ultimately what I'm going to do though is try to convince her of going, and probably after a little while of realizing that I can't really describe it, then I'll do it myself.
You're gonna try. Okay, at what time are you going to try and go up and hack into a phone line?
I mean, well, assuming we've gotten there, if we have a little bit ahead of time, maybe the evening before, I'll just go and just try to
Yeah, I
patch
mean, you
into
guys
the.
aren't on a hard deadline, so you
Sure.
have you watch the area as much
Yeah,
as
I want to touch. It's a little hard to notice, and I'll act, casual.
just
Yeah,
casual.
see, Jesse,
to-
was
There you go.
doing her best to like listen to understand what Kim was trying to
Right.
describe, and really, really wants to help. So is gonna feel kind of. Jesse's gonna sort of like walk around the area to make sure, like, to basically glad hand and talk people into this being something that is actually totally normal and supposed to be happening, if it's necessary.
Well, I mean, but he doesn't look like a lineman. And
Well.
it's not set up like a lineman, and there isn't labeled in French lineman's truck parked nearby.
Not at all.
Let's put a pin through that
Sure.
while you think about it. And you can get into the actual interior of the museum.
Okay.
Are you guys all going in a group, going in ones and twos? What are you doing?
I think going in ones and twos. So I think we have two different two pairs traversing the museum.
That makes sense.
So who's with me?
I think Jesse would be with.
Jesse and Dr. Angel. Okay.
I'm going to stay in the van and just keep in contact.
All right. And mother-daughter team?
Yeah, I think mother-daughter team makes the most sense.
You got it. I'm going to see if the cafe has a Starbucks. You want anything?
Yes.
I'd love to take to look in the eyes of the 600-pound head here.
Yeah, how are you going to find it? You just wandering around looking?
Yeah.
It's a small museum.
I'm
is not
assuming
huge.
that it's in the Mesoamerican area or whatever.
Okay. So who's heading to Mesoamerican?
Yeah. And do they have a website? Could we have sort of scouted that out a little bit on their exhibits page?
The head is not listed on their website.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay.
Maybe it's not that big a deal. It's not in Mesoamerica. It's out back on the terrace.
Oh.
So, all right. So some of you went to the cafe. That was Cloissoné and Karen.
Oh, we split up almost immediately.
Oh,
Going
okay.
over the Mesoamerican exhibit. I'm getting the Starbucks first. First things
Okay. All right. So
Jesse and I will be headed then to the terrace through what looks like to be the special exhibits.
Okay. Special exhibits is not all that special. What Jesse finds most interesting about the special exhibits is the emergency exit to the right that exits out onto the parking lot. If you look at the map, there's sort of that jagged back wall to the terrace. That's all glass.
Okay.
So, but there are sliding glass doors in it, 2 of them. If you look in the chat, I've just uploaded
And the head's in the terrace, right?
Yep.
The terrace. Yeah.
Yep. And these notes are really enlightening. So
Yes.
I would say 100% of us should be looking at them.
Yes, you can see where the cameras are placed. You can see that the courtyard is open to the sky. It's really nice in there. But you're hanging out in Mesoamerique, and so checking out probably the display on clothes, and you see something very unusual, which is the person wearing clothes that have had all the identifying tags removed. So, they've been deliberately genericked The person wearing them is, you can't really tell if this is a man or a woman. They have very dark skin. They're wearing a tracksuit with the hood up, and they're looking at the sacrifice exhibits.
Okay. Looking at the this layout, it doesn't look like any of the cameras are pointing towards the head other than that one in the cafe. Can that actually see the head? Is that wall there glass?
The wall is glass, but you don't think it would be able to see it, especially given the glare.
Right.
The head might be outside its arc. There's also one in the second exposition special room. There's one above the doorway to 20e siècle.
Yes.
So that is facing towards the emergency exit, and that's probably the one that's closest to covering it. It's certainly, it can certainly see a piece of that door.
Yeah. And is this grayed out area is that probably like admin and security and stuff?
That's administration. Jesse has spotted where the security booth is. It's over by the cafe. And in fact, as Cloissoné is getting her coffee, two of the guards are getting, it's a guard and a docent are getting coffee and chatting happily in French.
If they're drinking coffee, it might I can make sure their coffee gets from the dreamland.
Well, I mean, this is just the scouting exhibition, but sure.
Yeah, it depends on what they're.
We're not on a time limit. We want to come up with a plan. We want to figure out the layout. We don't want to do the job now.
No, we're not doing the job now. I'm just ideating.
Yeah, Doc. If we drug people now, they might cause a stir.
I know, but
and drugging people to put them out is a lot harder than it looks in the movies.
Right.
You would have to know their weight.
Well, and
do it safely.
I have a history of being skittish now about drugging people.
You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So
you're like the margins are a lot thinner than you think.
Yeah, exactly.
That said, I'm very good at guessing people's weights. So.
Good.
This is true. All right.
Yeah, so Jesse and I are going to head to the head. I think is the
okay.
Yeah.
And there are a couple people checking out the head already, and in fact, one of them has made a little ring of it looks like dried herbs. He's bending over and making a circle of this and muttering to himself, and he's this guy with a lot of facial hair. He is, mumbling something in, it sounds like German. And there's this woman standing nearby, kind of looking at him, looking at the head, looking away, looking at him, looking at the head. She seems very uncomfortable, and she's got this purple stuffed animal that she's kind of anxiously throttling.
Jesse, which one of us would be easier able to identify a ritual?
You would probably be
me. Okay,
identifying the rituals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. So I'm going to attempt to figure out what they're doing.
Okay. Give me a roll.
I will. So I don't know if I'm rolling on because I'm hearing Sipatol, but that's my ritual. That's right.
Oh, you're not on. That's not how Sipatol works. But
yeah, exactly.
You've picked up other stuff.
Yeah.
So in the chat, we've got the bearded guy he's called Count Volpo.
Count Volpo.
And the
nice.
woman is Kelly Grilsch. But you haven't made your introductions yet.
No. A matched failure, 66.
Okay. They are. Oh man, I'm trying to think of something bad enough. Yeah, you get a nosebleed.
Oh, and I try to be discreet and sexy about trying to cover up the nosebleed.
Yeah, your gums are bleeding too.
Oh,
and
shit.
The guy with the beard just looks up like this, and he goes, and the woman's like, Volpo, what are you doing? And he's like, don't you smell it? The blood has been evoked. We are watched, I think.
Averting gaze.
He comes over and he's like, don't worry, friend. I think that you and I have something very much in common. Here. And he pulls out this handkerchief, and it's got CV embroidered in fancy letters on the corner. He's like, staunch your flow.
Staring at my feet to be like, is this a...
And the woman has stuffed her rabbit into her purse, and she comes over and kind of elbows him, and she's like, you're doing it again. He's like, I'm doing what again? He's like, you're being dramatic again. And he's like, I cannot help my nature. I can only evoke it in its many beautiful parts. And she's like, oh God. She's like, here, let me see. My daughter used to get nosebleeds all the time. We just got to pinch the bridge. Yeah, you know all this. You're a medical doctor. You know how to stop a bloody nose. But
I'm gonna play real dumb though, at this point, because I want them to think I know as little as possible right now.
Fair.
I do kind of messily wipe up my nose and mouth on the CV handkerchief,
mm-hmm.
and then be like, what do I do with this?
And he's reaching back out to take it back, and she kind of slaps his hand. She's like, you can just keep that.
Thanks for the save, Beardo.
She gives him a look, and he gives her a look, and he's like, I see. What do you think here of the Bone Setter's Head? And he points at the plaque where it says Bone Setter's Head, Mound Builders, Culture, Ohio. And there's a little bit about how this is believed to depict an entity called the Bone Setter of Days and Years.
I think it reminds me of a few other heads. And so I was just following up a few things.
And the woman says, oh, so you're a big Stonehead fan?
I love heads. I love just heads. I
sure.
travel the world looking at heads. Egyptian heads, Japanese heads, Russian heads.
Okay.
Heads.
Yeah,
are my
I guess they have some big ones down in South America too.
Yeah, Easter Island. Heads, real big heads.
And she twitches and looks down at her purse, and then she looks over at where the sun's setting, and then she pulls out the stuffed rabbit and starts choking it again.
Jesse, what are you doing?
So while this is going on, like after the bloody nose and the count gets distracted and the two of them converge on the doctor, I of course was maintaining a very respectable distance because I didn't want to be seen, and I sort of they were doing something with herbs in a circle around the head. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing my best to sort of whatever it was, sort of disrupt that circle, maybe make a discrete break in the circle or do something like that.
Okay.
As Dr. A has said, lots of rituals need circles, and broken circles are not good. So just trying to do that while they're talking.
Roll some secrecy.
Yeah. Using burglary identity. A 7.
Okay. Yeah. You're the knight. You just float on. Dr. A in the background, you see Kelly just kind of go up, and he's or she's acting like she's looking at this other sculpture and, you know, getting it framed in her phone, and then she shakes her head a little and steps back and smudges the circle and gets it in her phone and is moving around. And so you are, you know, being the attractive nuisance that keeps the rest of these people distracted with, you know, the gore shooting out of your face.
He's a very useful distraction, whether he means to be or not.
Right.
At this point, a docent has shown up with a first aid kit and is like, "Are you okay, sir?" Oh no, says something in French. French. Are you okay, sir?
Oh, parlez-vous anglais?
Oui. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah. So I just started having this when I came out on the deck, and I'm terribly sorry. It must be the air. I don't know.
Ah, the pollen. Yes, it is very bad this year. Come here, sit on this bench. I will stuff some cotton. And she's like pulling on the gloves. Snap, snap. She's not bothering with a mask because it's 2017. Nobody cares.
Oh my God.
If Karen, you were the one in the Mesoamerican room, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Karen went to the Mesoamerican room. Yes, that's correct.
And this, if you look in the chat, there is a picture of the person who you spotted with the unusually generic clothes. It's labeled The Darkness.
Okay.
And
Can I go up to the darkness and like feel their clothes and see if I can figure out what kind of fabric they're
it's a nylon
wearing
cotton
and see if I can
blend.
like pick out more facial features? I go up and very obtrusively like start rubbing on them.
And
Like a
the
total freak.
darkness twitches back. What are you doing, ma'am? Excuse
Oh,
me?
I really like that hoodie that you're wearing. I wasn't sure if it's a synthetic or a natural fiber.
I believe it's a cotton poly blend.
Oh, it's very nice. Where did you
And you're
get
like,
it?
oh yeah,
I'd like to
there's
get one for my
lycra in that.
daughter.
And you know, nods and is like, so hi, yeah, I got this at a store in New Mexico. I don't know if it is available for sale up here.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I'm an American tourist, and I'm in town with my daughter. We have. Oh, I probably shouldn't tell you that. Oh, anyway. That's.
Yeah, at this point, Cloissoné, you were getting coffee and coming back. Did you want to eavesdrop on the guards?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, roll straight A student.
Sure. I am Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I am obsessed, so I flip-flop my 63 to a 36.
Yeah, they're using some slang you don't know, but it's basically, oh yeah, Jean-Claude has no idea. She is stepping out on him. Just, it's really egregious, and I don't want to, I don't want to get involved in his business. But on the other hand, he should know. And she's like, oh yeah, you got to tell him. He's like, well, how you bring that up? And then he's going to want to know how I know. That'll bring in just a lot of other stuff. She's like, well, you have to do it delicately. And, and that at that point, they, kind of edge away.
Fantastic.
So, and you take your coffee back to Mom, who is talking with this looming, slender, dark figure with, the hood up and the indistinct dimness.
Yeah, hey, I got your coffee. Mom, what are you doing? Come here.
I met this nice stranger here, and I was just admiring their hoodie.
Yeah,
They're from New Mexico.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, can I talk to you? Can you come over here for a sec? Can you check the coffee, make sure it's right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we talking to strangers now? Is that a thing we're doing?
No, I think they're suspicious, and I want to make sure that we can we're prepared to, in case they do something. I touched their clothes, and that way.
Are they suspicious because you touched their clothes, Mom?
Well, they were standing all in here in the dark with their hood pulled up, so you can't see their face. And so I think I just want to make sure that they're not trying to interfere with what we're doing.
They probably will now.
All right.
Do you know where that head is? Did you see it? It's not in the Mesoamerican wing.
I'll say
No.
over your headphone. It's in the terrace, on the terrace.
Oh.
I think it's in the terrace, Mom.
Oh, well, we should go look at it.
Yeah. Oh, you know the outdoors is better for your itchy ears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
And the guy, the person in the hoodie, it's still hard to you think it's a man because of the deep voice, but it's hard to tell. It could just be a woman who smokes 2 or 3 packs a day.
Yeah. It's been nice meeting you. We have to get outside. Nice hoodie. She's American. Excuse us.
Aren't we all?
Sort of casing around outside in the van. Does that emergency exit have a ramp?
It does not, but it is level with the ground.
It's a level with the ground. Okay. All right.
The ramp's out front. There's a little bit of relief to the terrain, but not much. The top of the cliff is pretty flat.
Sure. I'll ask the group, do they think the head can fit in my wheelchair?
It is not rated for 600 pounds.
It is a
No.
big head. It's a big head.
That big, huh? Yeah.
Pardon?
Okay.
Says the nurse still sitting next to you, or the docent still sitting next to you, cramming cotton up your nose?
At some point, I say, I'll handle it. Thank you so much. Merci. Merci.
Have a pleasant evening. Now we're closing in 15 minutes.
I'm aware. And then I readjust things so that they're actually comfortable and, the doctor touch. This is a giant head. I sub-vocalize. Giant ass head.
Yeah.
All right.
I
At
would
this
like to
point,
have Karen try to also tag Count Volpo.
You come out and see this. Yeah, you see Count Volpo and Kelly, and are you going to go just straight to the head?
Yeah, I'm going to go straight to the head from my dreams. Yeah.
Magnificent, isn't it? Says the bearded man who's down one handkerchief.
Oh yes, it's been haunting my dreams.
Really?
Oh,
Well, that's fascinating. Have we met?
Oh, I don't think so. But that's a very nice coat. It's so fluffy.
Oh yes, genuine lamb's wool, nothing softer. And he takes your hand very suavely, does one of these.
Yeah, I try and see if I can reverse my hand and feel the leather as.
Oh, you can easily get your hands on Count Volpo. He's down.
All right.
He is not resisting. He's pouring on the charm. He introduces himself as Count Volpo. And and says, "And you are?"
Oh, my name's Karen. This is my daughter. I introduce us. I
make no eye contact. I take 2 steps away.
I try and pretend that we're the
Look at your phone
or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I would have thought that you were sisters. And the woman with him just puts her hand to her face.
We all do. We all.
And he's like, so that charming mellifluous voice does not sound Quebecois. Are you visiting here as we are? My associate, Kelly, we're not in a relationship of any sort. And Kelly's like, God, no, we're not.
Yeah, me and my daughter are visiting. I just wanted to see the sights, and this statue has been in my dreams lately, and I just felt compelled to see it.
Clearly, you have a very powerful, open and receptive spirit. It's so rare in this day and age of cell phones and video conferencing to meet someone who has that appreciation for primal directness. Do you two have any dinner plans? I should consider myself the most fortunate of men to have 3 beautiful women dine with me in one evening.
Oh, well, let me ask my daughter. We had plans. We're meeting my ex-husband in town.
Ex-husband.
Yes, very ex.
The man must be a fool to let a pearl of such great price slip through his fingers. I'm sorry I couldn't say price there. And Kelly's like, stop, just stop. Do you know how normal people even act?
Is he always like this?
Always. He was like this the whole drive up.
I'm so sorry. Is that a Pat the Bunny?
Oh no. And she like pulls it away. She's like, I'm sorry, I have some issues with stress and anxiety, and
I wonder
this
why.
helps. And she's like pounding it on the head.
Big mood. Same.
Yeah. And she stuffs it in her purse and zips the purse shut.
I actually, having managed my situation, go up to her and say, "Are you taking medication for that anxiety disorder?"
Well, that's a pretty personal question, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we're already past the formal level, if you know what I mean.
I don't think we have.
Okay.
She says, what's your name?
Maybe we all need to go get out and go to dinner or something. Yeah.
And Volpo says, "Oh, I see another swain has entered the field. Yes, by all means. I saw a steakhouse down the road. I don't know if the Quebecois are well known for steak, but I fancy myself something of a beef tech connoisseur."
Kim, are these headsets and radios like two-way, or can we only hear you?
No, it's both ways.
At this point, she's like whispering to her comms, "What in the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What?"
All right, so who's going to dinner with Count Volpo and Kelly?
Okay. Karen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Karen is going to go to dinner. I'm pretty sure that Karen thinks that this is another occultist.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. I mean, I like hanging out with weird people. That's my retirement plan. So this is actually a genuinely pleasurable thing for Dr. Angel.
Okay.
Mom's gonna need a ride.
How rich does Count Volpo look?
Like, not like Manhattan rich, like Manhattan, Kansas upper class.
Okay.
All right. Let's have Dr. A give me who's got a good notice roll? Dr. A, you give me a good notice. You give me a notice roll.
I will give you a notice roll. 2. 0, 2.
Oh. All right. So as you're all going out, happily chatting, you see 2 people watching you. And at first you just see one person watching you because he is this big, hulking, bearded dude. And the reason you notice him, actually, is because he has a gigantic blood blister on the rim of his ear. And you're like, what caused that? Because you don't get blood blisters from impacts. It would be like a pinch, but it would have to be like a really hard pinch.
Like someone dragged him by the ear, literally?
Yeah, but you're like, but no one's going to drag this guy by the ear. He's massive. And so you're paying attention to him first, and you see, literally stepping out of his shadow is this wee slip of a pretty brunette woman who kind of puts her hand hesitantly on his forearm and mutters something to him, and he pulls his arm away and scowls at her. And they are watching Count Volpo, and he shrugs. But then you guys all head on off to the steakhouse. Jesse, you and Kim gonna like plan this heist?
Yeah, that's
apparently.
what it sounds like. Do I notice anybody out here that seems to be casing the joint?
Not really. The people who seem to be getting the attention are the three odd ducks that they're going to dinner with, and then you've got Dr. A. Did you point out the other two to them?
Yes, but discreetly, because we were just leaving, and you know, when I get a moment to decide, I say, I got a lead on a couple more suspicious figures. A tall bearded guy, massive, with a huge blood boil on his ear, and a smaller woman who is in his shadow. If you can track them, Jesse, just see. Just keep an eye on them while in the museum. That would be very beneficial. And if you need me back, I'm not going to this dinner to have dinner, if you know what I mean.
As everybody leaves, I'm definitely going to discreetly try to take pictures of these characters.
The one of the person in the tracksuit does not come out very well.
Huh.
That's the darkness?
That's the darkness.
Okay.
But the little woman and the big guy, yeah, you get them with him striding chest forward into the night and her sort of fluttering behind him. All right, so dinner is, what are you guys going to talk about at dinner? We'll try and keep the dinner pretty quick, but
Karen is trying to find out more information about this head and to figure out if these other people are in a cabal together or if they're like in separate groups.
So
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, Kelly and Volpo say they're in a tour group, but don't give any specifics.
Yeah.
Give me what should we do? Connect to see if you can engage Volpo about the head.
Okay. Connect is...
Oh, and Kim, give me a notice roll.
I got a 35.
Is that a success?
Out of a 60, yeah. So that's a success, yeah.
Okay.
I 24 out of 50. I succeed also.
Okay. Just look at you, most likely to succeed. So Kim, as you're driving away, the sun's going down, and you catch a glimpse of just a little flash of light from an alley across the street. And it gives you this moment of, you're like, shit, it's a sniper. And then you're like, no, it's not a sniper. I'm not in Afghanistan. I'm in Quebec. There isn't someone with a scoped rifle over there watching the museum. Although, thinking back to my classes in basic, yeah, if you were going to set someone up to snipe people coming out of the museum, that's exactly the spot where you'd do it. That or on top of that building. But boy, getting on top of that building would be a drag. Getting into that alley would be a snap. You also see some street construction happening down the road.
Is it possible to loop around to the back of the alley to be able to watch anybody who might come out?
It'll take you a while because there are a lot of one-way streets, and this is
okay.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Give me a pursuit roll.
It would be tricky.
Yeah.
All right.
Meanwhile, so you succeeded at connecting with Volpo, and Volpo is, how much are you going to flirt with him?
As much as I possibly can.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you've got a receptive audience. Your daughter is just over there trying to keep her dinner down. What you get from Volpo is that he seems to have this funky philosophy that you need to make an extremely sharp distinction between what is civilized and what is primal and natural. And when you are civilized, like at a restaurant, you got to be 100% civilized and have exquisite manners and know what the good wine is. But when you're being primal, and he kind of gives you the eyebrow look with that, you've got to be complete. You must completely succumb to your animal nature.
Wasn't this, I'd say, after I sip my wine, also the ideology of the Bohemian Grove, like, you know, Ronald Reagan pissing on large redwoods in California, right?
He brings that up, but he seems to think that that's kind of a rich boy, watered down, old, tired oats version of this. He's talking about, he talks about, going out into the woods naked and doing rituals and, running down your own food. And he's like, now that's, to get back to when we were little better than beasts prowling on all fours.
Do you ever get high, Mr. Volpo?
What'd you say? Do you ever
get high?
And he kind of looks around and, plays with his mustache. He's like, I've been known to.
All right. Well, the offer stands, is all I'm saying.
Oh, you are, as they say, holding.
I am, but I also think you're a very interesting person.
I am. I flatter myself that I am. And Kelly's like, we're not here so that you can get ripped to the tits on whatever this stranger is pushing.
I'm not pushing anything. I'm not, in fact, I maybe I didn't even hear the whisper, but I'm definitely like, this is just.
Oh, you could hear it.
Okay, this is just between gentlemen who like becoming.
Not subtle.
Yeah, I have to go to the little girl's room. Kelly, you want to come with?
Powder my nose. I'll come with you.
No, that's Mom. That's fine. You can stay here, Kelly.
And Kelly looks at you and looks at
I
the
give
mom
her the
and
eye
looks
that
at
says,
you.
"Please give me 5 minutes out of this conversation."
Yeah, she goes with you and she's like, I'm sorry about that, Count.
Yeah, I'm sorry about my mom.
He manages he's like the regional do you know Pancake Town, the restaurants down in New Mexico?
No.
Come on down to Pancake Town. We'll feed you we'll build you a house of deliciousness. Something
That
like
guy's Pancake Town.
Well, he isn't Pancake Town, but he's like a regional manager for the chain. It's
like does he go to the store like that? Like, does he show up at the restaurant?
No, I don't know. I don't know if he shows up at the. Well, I mean, he looks fine. It's just when you talk to him that he turns into a combination of Fraser Crane and Nietzsche.
I would pay money to see that man hold a meeting.
You probably wouldn't have to. So, but yeah, he's really into the head.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
I don't know. People seem to think that it's some mystic artifact that's been removed from where it should be. I hear there's some of some people from Ohio are talking about suing to get it back.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense, right? But mystic artifact? Do you believe any of that?
Do you?
I'm here for my mom. She can't drive. Shouldn't drive.
That's tough. And she's like, treasure her. I know it's tough. Family stuff is very, very difficult, but it seems heavy until you lose it, and then suddenly it was light all along.
That's fair. Yeah.
And as she says this, she gets real distant. And she kind of, And it's like she doesn't know she's doing it, but she unzips her purse and puts her hand in, and you can see movement.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so that's probably all you're going to get from dinner, unless you want to bring Count Volpo back to the B&B with you and, spice him up.
No, I think that Karen is probably drinking too much out of nervousness. She's getting sloshed.
And I think I've been using the conversation to gauge like what league is this Count Volpo in, and if Cloissoné relays that on that Pancake Town information, then I will kind of dial down my advances. But I was kind of leaving the door open for a more enhanced interrogation if we needed it.
Well, he demurs on the, on getting high, but says maybe later, and gives, asks for your numbers to put in his phone, but not Cloissoné's.
Yeah,
he wants Karen's number and he wants Dr. A's number.
Yep, there you go. I give him my card that I give to random occultists.
Random occultists.
The different
That's
number
fine.
than what I usually use.
Yeah, you got the second phone just for the strangers.
At least you know who's calling you. It's always good.
Emphasis on strange.
Yes.
All right, you reconnoiter at the, you reconvene at the B&B. Yeah.
So
have you got a plan?
Yeah, is Jesse in the van with me, or did you go do your own thing, Jesse?
I was probably in and out as necessary. I was loitering about, sort of trying to see what it looks like when they close down. Just like what does that process from the outside look like?
Oh yeah, they lock the front door. You've
Is
gotten
it more than one floor, or is it 2 floors?
Just one floor.
One floor. All right. I do get a little lost in my reconnoiter around to get to the back of that alley. I'm not used to these roads. I've clearly never driven in Boston either. So I eventually find my way back, probably to a slightly annoyed Jesse, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm used to sitting around not doing much, just watching people and that sort of thing. So it's not too big a deal, but things are already kind of a little messy.
So what you've picked up from this hour-long reconnoiter of the site, during the day, about 10 people on staff, accessible to the public, probably a few more lurking in the administration area. There were 5 guards. And you saw 2 of them leave. So you're presuming that guards are shifting in and out to remain alert. And it looks like there's at least one guard, probably multiple guards there all night. Because some of this stuff, there was gold in the Mesoamerican annex, and there was some very expensive contemporary art pieces. Let's see. You saw the interior cameras. They're closed circuit battery backup. Can't be hacked remotely. They're air gapped. The main doors in those onto the terrace, they're tempered glass, barred at night. Cutting or smashing them is possible, but it would take some work, and attacking the front door would be obvious from the street. The emergency exits on the side are steel doors with crash bars on the inside, and theoretically no access from without. There's no, there's no keyhole. There's no doorknob on the outside. There's some windows. They have magnetic locks. You're figuring that's a silent alarm. You could possibly spoof them, but you're not sure. Glass panels on the terrace, you saw how they were wired up. If they're cut or broken, yeah, they're going to set something off.
And is that door is that big enough for the head, between the terrace and the special expositions?
Yes, both the door from the terrace both the doors to the terrace are huge. You could easily get the head, and like you're figuring to move this, you're gonna need some kind of cart or dolly.
A dolly, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're gonna need a dolly. We're gonna need a double dolly.
Some straps.
I don't know where we would get a dolly, but okay. Yeah.
How do you say Home Depot in French? Depot de l'Homme. No, that would be Man Depot. That's a nightclub. Yeah, that's a nightclub just a few doors down from the steak place. The emergency exit that's to Exposition Spéciale, that you could fit the head through.
Yeah. So really it looks like that one camera is the only one that we have to spoof or somehow disable. Because it looks like we could easily just scoot it across and out the emergency exit and into the van. Probably would not take very long at all based on how many people we have. It's lifting it onto the dolly that would be difficult, I'm saying to Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, they want the head. Did they say they wanted the head like unscuffed, unbroken? I don't know. Maybe we'll just roll it on top and let it clunk.
Yeah, just roll it. Yeah, that's probably doable.
Maybe we have to hit up a mattress king as well. Get a little mattress on the top on.
So you guys are driving around buying heist stuff.
Oh
yes.
Okay. I need you players to, as briefly as you can, figure out your plan for heisting the head.
All right.
And, walk me through how it would go down step by step if it worked perfectly.
Well, here's my suggestion, and then people can sort of, put which in. Like I said, there's a pretty direct route from the head to the emergency exit. I feel like it wouldn't be too difficult to just take. It's really just that one camera. So if anybody has an idea of maybe how to
I think Karen can go invisible and take out that one camera.
Okay.
Hit it with a broom or something.
Yeah, and then I think Jesse is on target. I think tip it over onto a mattress on a dolly and just scoot it out. The difficult part, so my question ends up being, these people are clearly scoping the head also. A, are we concerned about them? And B, do we want to ask them to help? Doctor.
I'm quite concerned about bringing in these other occultists into the plan, not because they might not have similar interests, but they seem like fuck-ups.
What about that big guy? Quite honestly, we could use
okay, the big guy, I haven't cased him. I have no idea. But isn't it weird that there was a bearded guy and a small woman there at the site, and then another bearded guy and a small woman?
Yeah.
Are you detecting a pattern, Doctor, or is this just?
Yes. Well,
we are in Quebec. There's a lot of bearded people.
Think about why we're getting the head. Why are
women. It's like 50% of the population.
What a weird coincidence.
Another thing is that Karen can now basically scry on two of them and determine their not precise location, but kind of home in on where they are. And so if we wanted to, we could figure out where they're staying and warn them off. And if we wanted to, we could also pretend to be we try to spook them or whatever. We could have somebody dress. I could have Karen dress somebody up so they look scary, and then try and scare them off. We could pretend to be sleepers or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I'm gonna do a little background check on the other two, the big guy and the girl, based on the pictures and the general.
Yeah, give me your computer hacking roll, but at -20, because you have one picture take 5 pictures taken long distance.
Right.
It's not a lot to go on.
Right. I got a 33. That's a success even at the -20, which is 55. -20 should be 35.
Okay. Well, let me get you his actual government name then.
Oh.
His name is... You don't find anything on the woman, but he is... Come on.
Big show. No, okay.
Gerald Ostracoulter.
Gerald Ostracoulter. Okay.
And he is an electrician. He has a Ostracoulter electrician or Ostracoulter contracting in I think it's Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yay!
Oh,
That's where I am in IRL.
Ohio.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
And I have a specific person in mind.
Well, it seemed like everybody, at least two of the other characters, were from New Mexico, or maybe even three of them. So do we do we think we're dealing with another cabal or another cabal and somebody else?
Maybe we should have a conversation with Mr. Ostracoulter.
You could. I mean,
Okay.
you don't know how you'd find him, but
And
I
Ostracoulter is
look
the
everyone.
tracksuit guy, right?
The big
This
guy.
big guy.
Oh, the big guy. Oh, no.
No, that's
Why don't you contract his contracting company?
yeah. No, I don't even know why we would refer to him.
all right.
I don't know
So-
where I'd find it. All righty.
You can
Well,
you can try and find a
yeah,
number.
looking around, we're not gonna lift this head, right?
Probably three of you working together could.
Really?
Especially if you had
Okay.
600 pounds. It's on a plinth.
Yeah.
So it's up on a platform.
Yeah.
The dolly you guys managed to get is lower than that. You've got
Yeah.
a pretty good cushion. You got some of those like moving blankets and
Yeah.
so what you would have to do is roll that up to it, tip it over onto that, probably with a crowbar. Probably
Right.
wouldn't mark it too much. This thing's tough. It's not.
And you just put
Yeah.
you put another moving blanket on, a moving blanket, then a crowbar, and then you get a little buffer there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Right,
rock it
right,
onto
right.
there. You know, with three of you, you could move it, get it
Okay.
on there, get it through the door, get it through the emergency door. The question is getting into the museum or getting onto the terrace.
And also they have guards there at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of can't just ignore them. Kim, I love where your head is at, but you're always thinking we have the cameras, we have this, we have that, but there's other people there.
Yeah.
Kim, got to remember that.
Right, but that's what you guys are for.
Well, I mean, so I during our visit served as a distraction. Ordinarily, I'm there to help repair you guys when you suffer injury in our different escapades. But moreover,
Doc, that was
I
only
ha-
one time. It was just the one time. Okay.
We're
I
trying
know.
to plan is to not have any injuries. That's
Right.
the goal.
But I
Second
do
that.
also have the drug I have on offer. But I don't. If I'm going to put someone under, then I'm going to want to talk to them. But if I put down both security guards, you said there were 5.
There's 5 during the day, fewer
Okay,
at
yeah.
night.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, it
if
looks
we're
like
doing
2 or
it
3 at night.
after hours, we could nebulize some Cipitol, and then I could spend some time hanging out with them.
You gotta inject it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't-
It's inject or oral only.
It's inject only.
It's inject only.
It's a
Okay.
needle drug, yeah.
Well, so I could render them unconscious, but that would take some finesse.
And yeah, you would want to. Okay, so if you were going to stick someone with a needle and chemically sedate them, would you err on the side of safety, but they might not go out? Or would you err on the side of, oh, they'll definitely go out, but they might die?
Yeah, it looks at my character sheet. The first one.
Yeah.
Safety and
Yeah.
it may not work.
Safety
Kim-
first.
Tim would concur. Yeah.
We don't want to leave yeah.
No.
Stealing
Doc,
a giant head is one thing. Double homiciding some security guards.
Yeah.
That's
But
like
it might actually be safer just to take some of Kim's guns and level them at them than for me to inject them with this drug. But
yeah. I mean, the question is, how much tension are you willing to get?
Doc,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Doc, I did A&S the whole time. A&S, agent scale, guessing the weight, guessing the age. I'm so good at it.
I commend you. You are a god among burglars, Jesse. And there's
this is something you may have done before. Jesse is incredibly accurate at guessing people's weight.
Right.
So if he tells you that guard is 167 pounds, it's within the tolerances of a dosage.
Which means then that Jesse and I will have to be a team on guard sedation.
Right. So, I think maybe if we do towards the end of the day, we do one of two ways. At the end of the day, we go in, we come out, and then if you have to interact the guards outside of timing, then you do so, with Karen taking care of that one camera. The second option is we do the whole get up. I'm not really set up for that, but if we get overalls and, come up with some sort of, cockamamie story as to why we need the head and, that sort of thing, we always could try that. But I think just a quick extraction looks like the best way to go.
Yeah, well, I mean,
another thing I just realized that Karen might be able to do is she can dress up as a firefighter, cast a spell to basically be a firefighter, but she has another ability where she can command people if she's got a object of authority. I've got a Soviet officer's cap, so I can dress up like the firefighter, bring the officer's cap, use it to try and command the guards that there's a fire inside the museum when there obviously isn't, so that we have to come in to the museum. That's how we get inside after hours or whatever. And then
that turnout coat weighs a ton, so you're not going to be able to wear that under your invisibility cloak. What does your invisibility cloak look like, by the way?
I was thinking that it's like a 1970s like mod, or not mod, like a clear raincoat that's like avant-garde.
Fine.
Very nice.
Well, Kim looks a little skeptical on all. I'm like, look. However, you all decide to distract the guards. That's wonderful. How about it's Jesse and my job to get the head out, and then we'll need we'll need the doctor to help us lift it into the van, and then everybody else be on guard duty. How's that sound?
One option, it sounds, what I'm hearing here,
Mm-hmm.
Karen goes invisible, hides out in the museum after it closes. How long does the invisibility last? I think it's like minutes, right?
Yeah, I think it's minutes. It's like a number of minutes based on like the roll. Number of minutes equal to the result of the roll, or until the cloak gets removed.
Probably once or twice casting that. Go knock out the camera. Probably guards are immediately going to go to where the camera is.
Right.
Now, that's the camera that overlooks that, or you could go and mess with the gold and get the guards to go to that.
Right.
Then, while they're distracted
do a ghost
there.
routine where I basically go invisible when the guards are around, and otherwise cause mayhem in the museum to like get the guards outside.
Right. That's true. We could set like an alarm off on the opposite emergency exit. You could just invisibly like go through that door. It would probably set off an alarm and send guards in that direction while we
take out the camera, head to that other emergency door, go through the door, that sets off a thing, and then
meantime we're carting the other one out, so they shouldn't even really notice that the other exit opens.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the plan?
Is everybody cool with that? I am.
As long as I'm in the van driving away.
All right, so you're going to be in the van,
Yes.
parked on the right side of the building.
Yes.
All right, so break it down for me step by step.
All right. So
describe it going perfectly.
yeah, yes. So Karen, we'll do it. I'm assuming we're doing it at night. I think it would be easy enough to disable the magnetic locks because most of the time they're magnetic locks. That's not a difficult task. Ultimately, Karen goes in invisible, disarms that camera, and then in the meantime, me and Jesse then go to the head while she's going to the emergency exit.
Okay, the other emergency exit to get the guards.
Correct.
All right.
And then as she goes and causes a ruckus down there, we tip the head over onto some blankets, onto the dolly, and just cart it out. The van's out there with the door towards us. We lift it into the van,
and
close the door, and drive off. Right, and then meet up with Karen shortly after.
All right. And what? Cloissoné is waiting a block away in the outback to carry Karen to safety.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, the two of them can Cloissoné can pick up Karen, and then we can meet at the Airbnb.
So Kim, Jesse, and Dr. A are going to go in and physically move the thing.
Right.
Okay. All
and
right.
I think
we're the movers. Karen's the distraction. Cloissoné is the driver.
Right.
Is the Karen driver.
Right.
All right. All right. So other questions.
Does that jive with everybody? Everyone good with that?
All right. Oh God, you got to take care of the baby. Oh.
I have 2 children, and one is a little more disturbed. So this is the baby.
Poor kiddo. Yeah. It's a rough life out there, kiddo.
Quarantine, hey.
Yeah.
Mine are at least teens. So, all right. Anything else you are planning to do before?
Yeah. Doc, is there anything you can do about a hangover? Because I feel like that's going to happen.
Hangovers are from lack of nutrition.
Just push water.
Here's water, and here are vitamins.
Water, vitamins, and banana.
No, we have an old carny remedy. It's pickle juice and whiskey in the morning. Called a pickle doc.
And Jesse will be the exciting physician here.
All right. So the next day, y'all are, getting ready, maybe running some rehearsals, and y'all get a call. Specifically, Dr. A gets a call.
Oh.
Let me find it. It's Mara.
Hello.
Hello. Is this is Dr. Coulbard?
Indeed.
Hi. So, I don't know. I remember that we were talking about you going up to Canada to do a thing.
Tell me more what you know.
Well, so
is he talking on a burner, by the way? Because if he's not, I'm giving him one.
This is my occult burner. This is.
It sounds good. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm now not sure that moving that item is a great idea after all.
Tell me more.
I thought that it was powerful and out of balance and that restoring it in Ohio would harmonize it. But if it's a negative force, I have some evidence that it is, in a word, bad. Restoring it to its home could awaken some kind of destructive and malignant power.
So you would want us to maybe find something else to do with our time.
if you're not too deep in, you could scrub the mission. I mean, this is not just me getting cold feet. I think it's a bad idea.
Mara, there are others who are here looking for this thing.
Are there? Roll notice.
25.
She's pretending to be surprised, but she knows damn well there are others there. And in fact, this signal sounds real clear. Like it's not an international call at all.
Yeah. This situation seems a little more complex than I had imagined it to be.
It's definitely that. There are, I think the best possibility is to just leave it lay. Just go home and don't try and do anything with it. It's it could turn out very, very badly.
Mara, Mara, darling, are you making a threat?
No. I'm making a warning.
A warning. Yes, you're warning me, not threatening me. Okay, very good. Just making sure.
It's, and I wish I could tell you something firm and concrete, but these matters rarely are scientifically provable. It's a matter of intuition, but there are people who are now very anxious for you to carry out this task, and I question their motives.
I take it very much under advisement, and I appreciate the warning very much.
How is Kim doing?
Kim is doing quite well, and I'm happy to announce that their progress is well beyond my expectations.
The cure that I used is powerful medicine. You would agree?
I would.
So please trust me that it is from sources. The sources from which I draw this power are oblique. They are dim. There's a darkness there that can occlude motivations and whether things are for good or for bad. But I worry about what energies I'm placing you in the path of. I want you to be careful. I want you to be safe. And I want that for everyone else too.
Agreed. I think we all just want safety and security, and we're looking forward to having some of that. Thank you so much for your warning.
Is this call taking place while we're in the Airbnb?
Probably, yeah.
Hey, doctor, is that Mara? Is that Mara? Sounds like you're talking to Mara. Yeah. Yeah. Is she still gonna take care of the debt? Is that still a thing? Hello.
You gonna put Jesse on the phone?
No, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to Mara, doctor. I don't just ask her. Is the debt good?
I'm going to make as if I was going to ask that question, and then I'm just going to say goodbye, Mara. Jesse, this is not the place and time to be haggling over these things.
What I mean, when is not the place and time to be concerned about? Listen, you never had to live on the streets in a trailer, none of that. So you don't know the value of understanding up front what you're getting into.
You're probably right, but
I'm right.
Look, what we need is a clear signal from her, and I don't think Mara is your Mara is in the negotiating mood.
All right.
Well, I mean, if you want to negotiate with her, and she clearly cares a lot about this head, maybe being in control of it is the way to.
Yeah, I don't think Mara can just turn this thing off. This is bigger than her right now.
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm not the only one who's dreamed of that head. I heard Karen talking about it too.
All my dreams involve clowns, so I don't know.
One particular clown, he was so dreamy. His hands were coarsened but strong and gentle.
It's true.
And he could always make you laugh with something as simple as emptying an entire bottle of seltzer into his pants.
I'm snapping
Always
in front
bubbly.
of Jesse's face. I'm like, snap out of it. And she's like daydreaming for a little while. Like, that's
Wait.
focus.
Come on, I'm a little bit more time with Mr. Bubbly, please.
Was the clown like an expert balloon swallower?
Oh, I've seen it. You don't know what we get into back in the blow off.
All right. Anything else anyone's gonna do before you guys try this heist?
Did we want to try and track down the other cabal and figure out where they're at?
You don't need
Maybe.
anyone's-
I'm actually not against that.
I also have a thing or two I'd like to
Okay. We'll start with okay, so what charges does it take to track someone by garment?
Garment tag is 2 minor charges.
Okay.
So I break a significant up and do it.
Okay, so that'll be 4, 1 for Volpo and 1 for the darkness.
Yeah.
Okay, roll twice.
All right. First roll
Should have had you roll when you touched them, but anyway.
is a 35 under 66, so that's a
Yeah, that
success.
doesn't.
And the second roll is a 5 under 66.
Yeah, and at first you think, oh, did I only get one of them? But you're like, no, they're in pretty much the same place. They're like 10 feet apart.
Hmm.
And given that this is yesterday's clothes, you're like, okay, well,
Could
yeah.
have taken them off or whatever. I don't know that they're still wearing them, but I get a sense of basically how far away they are.
Not far. Yeah,
They're
the
in the Airbnb
direction
next
is
door.
not that close, but the direction is, it's proximate to the museum. The direction and distance, you're like, yeah, they could just be on a tourism trip and in a hotel together.
Do we want to
They-
scope out that area where that is?
Yeah,
You
we
gonna-
could maybe drive around and triangulate their location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Let's
And
do
yeah,
that.
you figure out which Airbnb they're in. It's an adorable little 2-flat.
Is theirs being tracked? Does theirs have cameras like ours doesn't? Can I make that assessment?
You can't tell unless you get out of the car, go inside,
Yeah,
and
okay.
make yourself extremely obvious.
Well, they haven't seen me, and I don't want
Excuse
to
me.
change that. So
Yeah, as you're driving around, you see the little woman,
the little woman.
Yes.
and
I expected that.
when she comes out, her demeanor is different. She seems much more, without him around, she like stands up straight and takes longer steps and holds her head high and is beelining towards a drugstore.
Want me to follow her?
I'll follow her. I'll follow her.
Okay, because yeah, have you been made? You were in the museum.
Yeah, I was in the museum, so they might have seen me if I was there, but I was barely associating with them. It might be better for Kim to follow because Kim hasn't been seen at all. In theory,
Right. All right.
Okay,
I mean, I'm assuming other people might be in the van, but
so you're gonna get out, walk along, follow her. Okay.
Yeah.
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 She does not appear to notice you, goes into the drugstore, gets some sanitary napkins and a bottle of red wine and pays for it, walks out and goes back to
The B&B.
their
heard that.
back to their adorable 2-flat.
All right. Okay, so they're all working together.
Is this the sort of thing where like you SWAT people for? Do Canadian cops do that?
No, the Royal Canadian Mounties are not known for swatting people. But
I mean, if we can get some variables off the table,
yeah,
I feel like this would go easier.
it would be nice to get the variables off the table, but I'm concerned that if we overcommit in that direction, it will bite us in the ass.
Yeah, how could such an attempt escalate?
That's the cabal we know about. There's definitely another one that we haven't seen that's better than us. So
I mean, I could send an anonymous message. I mean,
saying what?
They're immediately suspect. I mean, doing whatever drugs, whatever it could be. I mean,
we could just the easiest thing to do would be to contact the host of the Airbnb and tell them you saw people carrying drugs in.
Yeah.
Or like
Wait.
You're always thinking about apps. Just complain on Airbnb. There we go.
All right. Are you gonna call the Airbnb owner and say we saw people carrying drugs into your place?
How do we know that the Airbnb owner is?
I just want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you trying that, Cloissoné? Are you just whipping out your iPhone and making that call?
I'm not using my iPhone. I need
making a post on Nextdoor being like, I live right next to you.
I mean, you could
like, Kim,
contact the host and just be like, hey.
Kim, can I get a burner? And he's like, they're in the sack.
Yeah.
Hello. No, it's bonjour.
Mm-hmm.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Comme ci, comme ça.
Yeah,
okay, that's my
That's
French.
okay. I got embarrassed talking in French before, so we're going straight back to English. And we'll be like, we just saw your listing on Airbnb. It looks really cute. We were thinking about going there, but
yes, it's a very nice.
Yeah, because we were in the neighborhood, on vacation, touring, and the first place fell through. Wouldn't you know? It's some kind of scam with the hosts. We popped by the neighborhood and we saw some people walking in there with drugs and a sack that looked like it might have held guns or something. I don't know. It was kind of a concern. I figured.
Wait. What do you mean you saw people go in with drugs, like a giant bong?
Mention they're Americans.
They were these big Americans. One with like a weird hoodie, and I'll describe Count Volpo a little bit, and just some real strange folks. And I think I actually saw one of them shoot up outside the door.
Right there on the porch.
Like you do.
He starts swearing at you in French. It's like, listen, I don't know if you know this, but Quebec is a party town, okay? We don't get it I'm not in this business to get in other people's business. I don't think they actually did shoot up, but if they did, well, I just hope they did so safely and aren't mixing it with alcohol, because that's how you overdose. Disconnects.
Oh, well.
He knows.
Dr. A is like, he's right. That is exactly how you overdose.
Be careful about mixing your drugs, okay?
Yeah, fine.
Look, I just feel like the sooner we get this done, the better,
All right.
Do we want to do it while the museum is open?
No. Closed.
Yeah.
No, we want to do it basically in the middle of the night when they're not really expecting anyone.
Right. I'm super worried that everybody else is pulling their schemes right at the same time.
Well, do we want to attempt some gutter magic, like a tilt or something, to increase our chances of pulling this off?
Real quick, I wanted to check. Do I need to redo the silver crossicle every day, or is that once it's buried, it's good?
Once it's buried, it's good.
Thank you.
That gives you what?
Baron is from a very occult-minded family, and so...
One per day, one reroll per day. So we probably want to do this like about an hour before a shift change in the night,
Yeah.
Right when
You haven't clocked. You'd have to clock them for like weeks and
To see
expose
that, yeah.
yourself, to know when they're coming and going.
Yeah.
No, I think our plan, it's simple. It's to the point. These are fucking Canadians, for God's sake. Like,
Hey now.
that's what Kim says.
All right. So Karen is gonna go hide out in the bathroom, turn
Yeah,
invisible when
basically,
she hears
like,
anyone come near.
hide out in the bathroom until until the museum closes, or when the museum's about to close. Hide out in the bathroom with the invisibility cloak, and if possible, I want to be dressed in the doctor's medical scrubs with the face mask.
Okay.
And then basically, in case shit doesn't go the way we hope it goes,
Yeah.
Disable that camera and then open the
disable
door.
that camera. Yeah, grab like a broom or something from a closet or otherwise.
Yeah, what it's going to take to disable that camera is you throw a string over it and then do a pull-up and it uproots. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Right, or spray paint and the lens.
Oh, yeah.
Easy enough.
I didn't get spray paint, but like I could get on a chair or something and hit it or pull it down or.
I'm not gonna bust your chops over how you overcome the camera.
Right.
You are a grown woman. It's an inanimate object.
Yeah.
You're invisible. It's fine. It's
Yeah, and then basically once I do that, I'm going to make like spooky noises on my way to the other emergency exit and like recast the invisibility spell as needed to
so
avoid.
we're Scooby doing it.
Yeah, Scooby doing it and set off the other emergency exit and try and draw the guards outside if possible.
All right. Okay. And so what time? Okay. Well, so you hang out in the bathroom. The museum closes. You hear the door open. Roll to cast the spell.
All right. Oh shit! I got a 99.
Uh-oh.
Any
Oh.
re-rolls, any obsessions,
Oh no, that's bad.
Even if I
passions?
flip-flop it. Oh, can I re-roll it?
You can't flip flop a 99, but you can re-roll it. That's the.
Yeah, I can re-roll it, right? It's my obsession skill, so can.
Let me see what you've got. Yeah, you really just do not have a.
None of my passions are applicable.
Yeah, and so this guard walks in and is like, "Mademoiselle, you cannot be here." And you're like, "I'm invisible. You can't see me."
Yeah.
But we're
And you've got the surgical mask on, right?
Yeah, I've got the surgical mask on, and I've got this raincoat on like avant-garde transparent raincoat on top.
It's like, Mademoiselle, you must come with me, please. And he comes forward to take your arm.
I try and avoid him. Like,
all right.
Dodge. Yeah.
Yeah, dodge.
Is this before she opens the door?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing.
Basically, the first time I try the invisibility,
this is
The
like
very
7
first thing they've tried has gone wrong.
Yes.
It's like, have you been in here? Oh, this is time. What the?
I guess the rest of us are in a team outside. Ready
Yeah, outside.
It was the
Having
Cafe's
heard this,
poutine.
can
You
I
were-
try to
you were
open up the
dressed up for
emergency
Cafe's
exit?
poutine.
You'll need Jesse for that. He's
Okay.
talking on straight. It's like, there is a woman in the bathroom. Jesse, are you going to say, oh, she's been made?
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as he says Mademoiselle, I'm like, that's it. It's over.
Are you guys just going to drive away?
No. I'm just
No.
like, okay.
Try again tomorrow.
I'm coaching. It's like, listen, you had diarrhea from the cafe poutine. Okay. I'm just like trying to get Karen to,
All right.
to
Did
just be
your
like I was
dodge
sick.
work?
No, not at all. No.
Yeah,
No.
he rolled an 02.
I rolled a 60, and I needed to get under a 20.
He's got that department store detective demeanor around him, only sort of Frenchophile. So he's very polite as he gets you by the upper arm, pulls your mask down, and is like,
Yeah.
Mademoiselle, no. you
Jesse,
come
get us
out."
in there.
All right. So as soon as he leads us out, I'm going to try the invisibility spell again.
You can't. He's got you by the arm.
Right.
Right.
So
But won't that trigger like a natural thing or a
it
natural
could.
check?
You could freak him right out.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try.
He's like, there's a woman here. He's describing you.
Yeah. Gonna try
And
that invisibility
This
thing.
whole time, Jesse's like, just do what he says. Just say you were sick in the bathroom, please. Don't do anything crazy.
I rolled a 100.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ah!
And you realize why the spell didn't work. While you were dodging and he was grabbing for you, he tore it.
Oh God.
It's not a big tear, but it's a tear.
Yeah.
It's no longer an invisibility cloak. It's just a piece of shit. So yeah, he walks you to the front door and he's like, listen, Mademoiselle, I understand how these things go. You are maybe a little cold, a little confused. It's like, but you cannot stay here. And he opens the door and walks you out, closes the door behind him, and he's like, if you come back, I will have to make a great deal of trouble for you. Now here. And he reaches in and he's like, you do not look like you are in such great distress, but I understand how it can be. And he hands you this card for homeless services.
All right.
And you're like, I'm a doctor! But of course you are a doctor. Please, mademoiselle, get the help you need.
During all this, I've been shouting at Jesse, not shouting, but like, open the door.
All right. Well, Karen's like really upset, and
So
that
Kim,
sucks, man.
Yeah.
That was a highly unlikely chain of events.
yeah.
So Kim, so throughout this, Jesse's been like, okay, just you were shitting your pants, say you were sick, etc. Kim
I'm
is
not
shouting
saying
for me to
anything.
get them
I'm
in.
trying to like get out of
right,
here
that's-
without.
But this is what Jesse's saying in your earpiece. Kim
Yeah,
is
it's
telling
very
Jesse,
distracting, honestly.
Kim is telling Jesse to get them in. Jesse's looking at Dr. A. Dr. A, are we going in now or are we scrapping it?
I'm going to say plan A would be we go in now. Actually, well, I guess it's plan B. Plan C is we just jump the other cabal that's going to go after the head anyway.
Decide
do it.
now.
Yeah,
Let's
so
do it now.
Five.
Jesse's
Four.
looking at you to tell me what's
Let's
going
go
on.
for it.
Let's
All
do it
right, so
now.
you're gonna go open the door. All right, go force the door.
Yeah.
Roll for it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna try to burglarize. So it says unique feature burglarize. Is that anything I need to know about? It's just
That's how you force a
burglarizing.
door.
All right. So I'm gonna roll for that.
You guys are what, putting on hoods because you're on camera now?
I'm in a similar Scrubs outfit, and
Yeah.
and
I
I've got my injectors ready now.
Okay, well,
I started readying them with
no. To do that, he would have had to guess the weight of the guards by observing them and tell them to you so you could prepare the dosages.
My
Yeah.
dosage is sloppy as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
just briefly tell you some statistics about the average French Canadian person. Like, I don't know, like 165 to 185.
That's very
Fit,
nice.
but they could be
Jesse.
eating a lot of poutine.
This
I
is
don't know.
Grinding up you're like, what's that in kilos?
I don't know. I'm from Tennessee, man.
All
All
right,
right, so
did you
I
force
gotta-
the door?
I got a
Yeah.
54 to burglarize, which is a success. So I'm not.
All
gonna
right,
get
so you
into
guys pop the door open.
And
Yeah, I
behind him, I very
de-magnetize
sort
him
of
to go
like,
in.
I should say very hesitantly, like reach under the seat, take out the Glock, chamber around, put it behind my, in my back. And,
Okay, is it with the like giant 33 shot clip or the more regular
No.
7?
I
Okay.
don't. I only.
That thing looks
17.
ridiculous, by the way. It's like this
It
long.
really does.
They're
Like-
that's absurd. Like what? Oh, whatever.
Counterweight.
How many guards do you think there are? That's 11 bullets per guard.
That's a suppression fire mechanism.
So yeah, Kim's like really like agitated and like, all right, come on, let's go,
God.
let's go.
All
Jesse's Jesse is in a bad mood, thinks we should have scrapped this, but is going for it anyways.
All right, so yeah.
Karen is trying to spot fix her invisibility cloak.
Okay, yeah. See, are you just doing that right out in front with
Duct tape.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it would need to be clear glue.
Yeah.
You have, and you're like, and he just folds his arm and then puts his hand to his ear, and he looks at you, and he's going to try and grab you again.
All right, I'm going to try and use that invisibility spell a third time.
Nope, you can't. You know it's no good.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, Cloissoné, are you doing anything? Are you moving? You've heard your mom being made. Are you doing anything?
I'm driving the car around.
Okay, you're still driving. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm driving the car around to a place where she can come in a block away.
Got it.
All right. All right, so you guys are in with the cart. You get through there. You hear footsteps. And arrêtez! Do you arrêtez?
Do we edit day? So Jesse's gonna book it. She has her Wimmy Bam shoes on, and she's gonna book it.
Okay. So you're trying to lead the guard away?
Yes. I'm trying to basically, like, so the Wimmy Bam shoes ritual. I wear the shoes. I succeed at the roll, and I like make noise as if I'm not where I'm running. I'm trying to run like towards the gold. Like I'm trying to make it sound as if I'm running towards the gold, even though I'm not. That make sense?
Yeah. Give me that roll.
Sure.
Back in the olden days, that was called ventriloquism.
So this is against. What is this again?
Carney.
Oh, the Carney. Ooh, I got a 57, which I'm going to re-roll with my silver crossicle.
Okay.
This is the one time. Big money. 5. So big money.
Hoorah!
Yeah. So it as soon as I hear like the breath in for like Edite, like she books it towards the skull, but it sounds like she's running the other way.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Is the intent?
All right. You guys bang through the door to the outside. You get there. You're wrestling the skull into place. Karen, what are you doing? He's trying to grab you.
I'm going to try and run away.
All right. Roll that pursuit.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I got a 23. I needed a 20, so I fail. I get caught.
No, you're just closer to getting caught.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he succeeded. He's running you down. He's grabbing at loose bits of your coat, which are coming away in his hands. It's horrifying to you. Roll again. This time, if you fail, you'll get caught. We're on the gridiron.
All right.
Eesh.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
my
I
dice
totally get caught. I got a 63.
My dice are so hot, I got a 21. So yeah, he has tackled you.
Okay.
And is yelling something in French into his radio. You guys have gotten the head. You've gotten to the head. You've got the cart there. You're with this incredibly loud, final sounding thud. It falls, and now you've got to push it. Yeah, you could just roll that dolly in there, and now you're like, and another guard has showed up and he's like, "Arrêtez, les gendarmes sont en route."
Kim, is this your cue or mine?
Gendarme means police, folks.
Kim,
Yeah. Thank you, Cloissoné.
do something.
I think actually Kim hesitates. So you have an opportunity to do something on Hell.
Okay, I'll size under his mask and and shouts arete back at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just tilts his head and looks confused. All right, let me find my chemical restraint. So, all right. Roll struggle.
Yep. 29. Let's see. I gotta grab my character sheet. It looks like yes. No, wait. My struggle is yeah. Yep. 29 beats 35. So yes.
There you
Well,
go.
his struggle is 07, or he beat it with an 07.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you come in and you get him, but he has just sprayed you in the face with some kind of chemical deterrent.
Ow.
Yeah, ooh boy.
Oh no! All right.
Dr. A, were you wearing the eyeglasses?
We are just
No,
so
not this
bombing.
time. Okay.
This
I was
stuff
wearing
goes right through the
eyeglasses,
mask.
but you know, this is it gets under your mask, you know.
It's
Yeah,
time, and I pull the Glock on him.
Give me, let's see, roll fitness, doctor.
I will.
Fitting his chemicals in his mouth.
96.
Oh God!
Oh,
You just drop. All you can do is roll around on the ground screaming for a round.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you've pulled the gun, pointed it at this guy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be as convincing as I can that I am going to drop him and that he needs to get on the ground.
All right.
God.
And the guy, you know, kind of staggers. Yeah. What do you roll to? Well,
I do my best. Like basically, I'm just trying to convince him that I'm really dangerous, and that I'm going to that if he doesn't do what I want, I'm going to kill him, even though Kim has no interest in that.
is the gun even loaded? He is muttering in French and slurring his words, and he drops to his knees, and the pepper spray canister slips out of his hand.
All right. I'm gonna take off his belt and hog tie him.
He's got zip ties.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You're gonna have to put the gun down and approach him to do this, though.
Well, I mean, Jesse and I are pulling the thing out, so I'll just ask Jesse to zip tie him
Jesse's
while I hold
run
the
off.
gun on him and step on his back.
Oh, Jesse, yeah, Jesse.
Jesse ran off.
So yeah, you've got the gun
Oh.
on him. There's the cart. The cart has gone immobile. Dr. A is on the floor in the fetal position.
I guess Jesse was pushing the cart so Jesse's taking the cart with her.
Okay.
Oh, you can't run with that. It's
Okay, then
600
Jesse's
pounds. So
yeah,
you're
then
just
Jesse's-
running around in
Hold on one
the museum
second, guys. I
distracting
apologize.
people. That's fine. We'll go to Karen and Cloissoné. Yeah. You can hear your mother's noises of distress over the radio. What are you doing?
Hyperventilating. Driving, you know, if I'm presuming I heard the guards as well.
Yeah, you
So-
turn the corner and there is your mom getting busted in the street.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is some panic times. Let's
Should we roll
Like-
a stress check for you?
please do.
I don't
What's
see why not.
what flavor is this? This is probably helpless.
Probably helplessness.
Yeah,
It's reminding
okay.
you of when they arrested Leo, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, big
It's
times.
different though, fresh and different.
Oh yeah, this is new and special times. What rank is this?
Helplessness. Wait a minute. If it's helplessness, you can shake that off.
I mean, yeah, this isn't the first time I've seen my mom arrested.
It's not the first time you've seen a parent thrown to the ground and zip tied. So
No.
you're holding on here.
Okay, great.
You
In that case-
could theoretically hit this dude with the car. It
I
wouldn't
could.
be that hard.
Unknown
It
Armies,
wouldn't be
right?
that much of an impact because you wouldn't be able to get up to really high speed. Or you could just
Yeah.
roll up and tap him and push him with it.
But I heard the guard and I heard the conversation, right?
You can hear him snarling in French at your mom to stop wiggling.
But I didn't hear the nonsense about the homeless services. So.
Oh, no, you heard that too.
Okay, great.
Oh, wait,
I have a much better plan. I can just stroll on up with the van, and I can be like...
With the
Bonjour, Quebec Homeless Services. You found her. Thank you.
Give me a lie at
Absolutely.
minus 10%.
Absolutely.
Because he's hearing in his ear about people in surgical scrubs robbing the museum.
Yeah, well, that's a 13 on 50, so.
Okay. He is, he looks up and he's going what?
Please, she needs her medication.
And he's like, what the? All right. And he looks, and
I'm screaming, I'm a doctor, let me go.
He gives you a very, I'm memorizing your features look. And then sprints towards the museum, gets to the front door, it's locked, starts going through his keys.
All right.
You have run all the way, you ran to the, what? So you weren't going towards the Mesoamerique, but you ran probably around the French colonialism and the souvenir stand, and now you're back. So you get back, you've been running for 30 seconds, and here's Dr. A lying on the floor screaming. Kim is, dicks out on this guard. The head's just sitting there on the thing. The guard, the other guard is en route. What are you doing? Jesse, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jesse?
So Jesse sort of instinctually ran just to cause a distraction. It didn't seem to do anything. Jesse's sort of like, God damn it, why did you just go back? Everything's gonna be fine. She tries to peek in to see what's going on with
Sees
Kim.
this shit show.
Let me know when I've recovered,
and then
pretty soon.
So at this point, Jesse's unsure what to do. It looks like Dr. A and the guard are down. Kim has a gun out. Doesn't see the other guard, but heard some French being talked out front, and is not sure. So I think Jesse's going to sort of maneuver. Jesse doesn't know where the cameras are. Jesse doesn't give a shit at this point. Is going to sort of maneuver towards where the front
are all covered.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'm assuming you ran back to where you could help Dr. A. You could,
if necessary,
move the head. You could zip tie the guard. Yeah.
So gun is drawn by Kim. Dr. A's woozy. I think she probably would, while the gun is drawn, move towards the guard. Not necessarily knowing to zip tie him, but just knowing that having someone behind him or near him, him or near him is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. So you're binding the guard.
Yeah.
Dr. A, you're climbing to your feet. You're still at minus 30 to do anything that requires a roll.
Oh,
but through sheer force of will, you've you've gotten over to the dolly and clawed your way up.
So my statement to everybody is over the side. Get this skull over the side.
Okay.
Are you gonna push it somewhere? Where are you pushing?
No,
I'm gonna push
exit.
it off the edge of terrace with whatever I can do.
Okay, so you're trying to push it off the edge of the terrace.
How far did we get it?
You got it to you're about halfway between the door to the terrace and the door where the van is.
Right. Yeah.
You're pushing it.
No, in the van.
Do we already have the head?
Yeah.
Okay, then we push it back.
Okay, well let's get it to the van then.
Yeah.
But
the second
I don't have a good
three
feeling about this. I don't have a good feeling about this.
Let's do it.
Guard number 3 shows up brandishing the pepper spray and screaming something absolutely incomprehensible when he sees the gun. And he sees his buddy lying there. Did you zip tie him?
Yeah. I zip tied him, and then I a poor job, enough to annoy him, but just zit, and then over to the cart.
Yeah.
French, Jean-Claude, French.
French. Get down.
Is he screaming at Jean-Claude or?
He seems to be screaming at the situation in general.
And
He
failed
drops his
own
pepper
check.
spray, drops to his knees, puts his hands on his head.
hoorah. All right.
You hear sirens.
Oh, good Lord. Come on, let's go.
All right. Yeah, you guys run, slam that into there.
The dolly's left there. Leave the dolly.
Abandon the dolly, get in the car. You're just jamming.
Yes.
Okay.
Mara was right that this was a bad idea.
Who's
Can't believe
driving? Not Dr. A.
No.
So Cloissoné's driving the Outback.
Mhm.
Kim is driving the thing. Dr. A is like in the back with the head, like like literally with the head, and Jesse's like slouched down like this, like way down, like in the passenger seat.
Yeah. And Kim is muttering to himself something about like, this is it. I've done what you asked.
You mere square.
You
All right.
mere square, exactly.
Roll pursuit, Kim and Cloissoné.
All right.
Oh,
Y'all got the coldest dice I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say this is all your fault, Mom, but this is definitely all your fault.
I got a 12.
Hey, 14 on 60.
30, I'm good.
Okay, so the two of you drive off calmly, obeying all turn signals and stop signs, and reconvene at the Airbnb.
Yes. Is there a means? I don't think anybody saw the van, but is there a means to? Is there like an overhang or a garage, or is there any means to?
There's a carport.
There's a carport. Okay. I think maybe what I would do is pull it into the carport and see if we can put anything over the van.
Sure.
No netting.
There's bed sheets.
Yeah.
That might draw more attention.
It might draw more attention than necessary.
It dissuades.
Jesse's not helping. Jesse gets out of the car, walks far away, and starts vaping on the corner, just like looking around, just like.
I was expecting him to go pull out his good luck talisman again. I trusted you.
Yeah,
Right.
like that's on the mind, but it's like it's not over yet. So they're not.
No.
I definitely think I've got to show some camaraderie with Jesse. I strip off my scrubs and mask after I've like been rinsing my face and stuff, and I'm just gonna join Jesse silently.
It's Malox.
Nothing. Just be
Malox is what you use.
all right.
Yeah. I'm with the two of you, and basically while I'm trying to be like soothing, I'm also going, so do we have a way out of the country that's not customs?
All right. Give me a notice, the three of you who are at the corner. I assume that Cloissoné and Karen are indoors just recovering.
Yeah, Karen is still zip tied, still dressed as the.
Oh yeah,
you didn't even
Yeah.
unzip tire.
Promising
No.
Cloissoné that this is never going to happen again. I have seen the error of my ways. I'm not following any more crazy dreams.
That's what you said last time.
I've got
Just
a 14.
here, get out, get changed, start packing.
I fail. I'm paying attention to Jesse, and
Okay.
Yeah.
60 notice I fail. Does my fear of going to jail apply in this situation?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, 60 I fail.
Okay.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen's packing.
I don't think you get a notice roll, Dr. A,
Oh,
since
you're right,
your
you're right.
face is full of...
My,
Oh, yeah, right. It's still recovering, no notice rolls.
no notice rolls. All
So
right.
you guys are standing there saying, well, that could have gone better. But, you move forward and you learn lessons from the errors you made. Yeah, you can hear a lot of sirens in the distance. A lot.
Goodness.
All right.
At least we didn't kill anybody.
Thank goodness, yeah.
I'm quite happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
So is Karen.
Should we
Karen's
get- should
super
we get
happy
out
that
of
no
here?
one died.
Yeah,
Should-
we should get out of here.
Yeah,
Like
we
you-
should.
Should we just
Hear
go?
Can I try garment
Get
something-
across the
Go
border as quickly as
see,
possible.
where the Count is?
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you're stripping down and you cast the spell. Where's the Count at? He's right outside.
Uh-oh.
He is very close. Oh wait. No, you'd get his old clothes, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I
So
get
yeah,
it.
no, his clothes,
He's
his
not right
garments
outside. He's
are
not right
back.
outside.
Well, she touched his jacket, so.
Yeah, he's not wearing the jacket.
Okay.
He's the kind of guy who has 2 jackets, at least.
You guys are the 3 of you on the corner are turning to come back, and you hear flute music, and it is high and reedy and minor tone, and it seems to come from everywhere. It's a spooky song. What are y'all doing?
Jesse's
Looking
already on
around.
edge and angry, so she's like, I'm just let's we're going, we're leaving.
Okay, as you're heading towards the truck, something scuttles from the undergrowth and crosses into the shadows of the house, and you only see it for a moment. Do you know what Vanta Black is?
Yeah.
The blackness that absorbs all light. This looks like an isopod or a lobster, only moving much faster, and it's that color, but the size of a pit bull.
Can I roll like secrecy to figure out it's a tenebrae?
You haven't seen this thing. You don't know.
Oh darn. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 outside.
Yeah, you guys, you hear the flute music.
Does it trigger anything, or
I mean, I'll
Not
draw a
yet.
weapon.
You just
Can
saw
I-
something weird for a second, but
Yeah.
Can I take the Bluetooth thing out of my ear? Do I still hear it?
the flute music,
On the
yeah, you
noise?
can hear it from both the Bluetooth and right outside near the truck.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is bad. I start like looking for something to stuff my ears with, like extra socks, anything.
You're deafening yourself. Good plan. Yeah, there's anywhere that the streetlights aren't falling, there's like little skittering movements, and that flute music seems to be in everything. And that's the point at which Count Volpo steps out of the shadows, kind of looking behind himself, and he's like, "Hello. I think it would be best for everyone involved if you just handed over the keys."
Well, I have my gun out and sort of like very skittishly like swinging it around.
That won't do you any good, my friend.
Kim, I'm half inclined to give him the damn thing.
I take out the keys and throw it to him.
Catches it one-handed, and he's like, "Charmed as always." He goes and steals your truck.
And I'm going to call the police.
It was Fort Spritter. Here's this guy stole it, and he said he had to go steal a head. He said he was going to go take a head from the Civ Museum.
Totally what I'm doing.
He had a gun, officer. Be real careful. I'd alert the Border Patrol if I were you. So you're just dropping every dime on
Yep.
Count Volpo that you can.
Yep.
Is
We
a
have a
sound
cell
the
crack.
phone.
others.
I
We-
explained
we
there's an
talked-
AR-14 in it in the
But
trunk.
I was wrong about who the fuck ups were, but
Okay.
This is the point at which Jesse goes and gets that fucking silver crossicle, and she swallows it. She's like, "Fuck this! I don't need you anymore."
Wow.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done. I'm done with this. These
You
people
realize that
screw
it's the
everything
size of two oh wait, you're
up. I
yeah,
can
you
swallow
can
that. I can swallow that.
Because you're
It's
a
gonna-
carny.
I don't even
It's
want to
gonna
know
do
why
you
that's
some-
relevant. I don't wanna-
it's gonna do you some damage, but okay. Yeah. Is anyone gonna try and stop her from swallowing? She just pulled this silver thing out of the dirt.
And you've seen her clean it before, Dr. A, so you know that she's like, this is not what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm going to badly attempt to restrain her while, trying to even
All right.
see the outline
Yeah,
that is
because
Jesse.
I'm like pointing at Dr. A while I'm on the phone and being like, do something about that.
I'm going to do
Roll
something.
struggle minus 30.
I'm going to, okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Watch him get that 0-1.
Oh, no. It's a 56. That's a failure.
He's making sad, pathetic gestures at trying to stop you. Do you let it's probably more psychologically impeding than
Yeah, I think Jesse's kind
Believe
of
in
acting
yourself,
out.
Jesse. Believe in yourself.
Jesse's kind of acting out. She wants to see that this fuck up doctor cares about her, even though he fucked up. And I think that's enough to like give her pause and be like, what the fuck am I doing? And just like, she just drops to the ground. And she's like, what the fuck am I doing?
All right.
Again.
It's hug time. It's hug time.
She's like, I don't want to hug. I don't want to hug. As she like reaches out for the hug. I don't want to hug. Give it away. You fucking did it again. Yeah.
All right, so they're hugging. Kim is giving the police every advantage in arresting the opposition. What are Kim and Cloissoné doing? Kim's come out. Cloissoné is shoving cotton in her ears. She's gone into the bathroom, got the cotton balls, and is. Karen's like, Cloissoné, what's wrong? What's wrong?
That noise, the flute. You know it's not good. Whatever it is.
Looking out the window
I'm
cautiously.
just packing. Just
Okay.
packing.
Just
Karen's
packing.
packing.
There's a lot
Karen's-
to pack. We filled that super.
And like I'm still zip tied. Like
Oh no!
I cut you out.
You got clipped free.
Oh,
You've
okay.
changed. You're now looking like a normal woman. You've probably changed your look quite a bit.
a
to
normal
be-
woman would be a great disguise right about now.
Yeah, you didn't have any makeup on when you went into the museum. You're putting makeup on now, changing your hair, changing the clothes. You're going to look about 3 inches taller. You're going to look about 4 pounds. You're going to look about probably 15 to 20 pounds thinner because those scrubs are not flattering. So yeah, you guys clean your stuff up and wait for the cops to come bust you, but they never show up. You managed to get your and I think we should just call it there. I think that's a good spot to break it. You guys heisted the head and immediately had it stolen by Count Volpo and his crew. So
Yeah.
Kind of gave it to them.
I think it's fair to say that they were the PCs
Yeah.
and we were actually the NPC.
Oh
Yeah,
well,
we were the patsies.
no, they had it. They had Tenebrae with them. They're definitely the antagonists.
I don't know.
Those things are scary. I remember.
well,
them.
whoever advances to the one or two of you will advance to the next round, and in the next session you take over the opposition. So
Oh,
No
really?
way. Cool.
yeah, you could find out what was going on with the big guy and the little woman. It's an ugly story. But thank you all very much for playing. This was delightful, and
Thank you, Greg.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Thank you, Greg.
All right,
I
take
wish
it
you
Thanks
could
much,
all
Greg.
advance.
Thanks. Take
We
it
wish
easy.
you could advance too, Greg. But
I'm
think
pretty
he
much
does.
doomed to advance. I got to run this 6 more times.
doomed
So-
to advance indeed.
But, hopefully they'll all be this fun. So,
Have a good
Good
night,
night,
everybody.
everybody.
Take it easy.
ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Bye.